this one's been leveled too. Every last house in the village reduced to ash. Our first push into enemy territory, and all we have to show for it is the charred remains of people's lives.
The neighboring village was plundered as well. There must have been Imperial soldiers stationed nearby.
What is it, Dmitri?
I don't understand. Why would they do this? Were they trying to stop us from retrieving supplies from these villages? Were they that adamant that we not establish a base here? In a sense, are we responsible for this?
The fiends oppressed this region heavily. Setting it alight was no far step beyond that.
Looked like they raised the fields too.
What wrong had these people committed to deserve such barbarity, such mindless slaughter? And what sort of foul creature would carry it out?
Hard to say. I can get why they might want to burn the buildings down, but there's no reason to execute all the villagers too. This isn't usually how the Empire does stuff. Sure, their methods have always been pretty rough, but never downright cruel like this.
Agreed. Perhaps this is the result of their failure at Aryan Road. This devastation, this blackened earth. Can this truly be the world she hopes to create?
I suspect Edelgard is no more than a mere puppet now. That, or perhaps a victim of whatever befell Tomas.
You may just be right.
Urgent news, Your Majesty! The Western Church has launched a surprise attack on our rear flank!
I see. And what of our losses?
Minimal as of yet, but the enemy makes to join up with the Imperial Army and strike again.
What's the call, Dmitri?
I'd like to push on, but it seems we will have to put that on hold for now. The Western Church comes first.
But why would the Western Church form an army now of all times?
I know they've had many disagreements with the Central Church over the years, but that doesn't explain the timing.
The answer may lie in the reports that some of Cornelia's associates have been seen among their ranks.
Interesting. The Western Church infiltrated by the very foe we hope to strike down. An organization devoted to the salvation of all, overtaken by another dedicated to nothing but chaos. Now there's some irony.
I guess it depends on what happened when. But if the Western Church has been rubbing elbows with Cornelia's people this whole time, they might have played a role of their own in the tragedy of Duskur.
Indeed, I believe the situation holds many hidden truths. Ones we may never have imagined until this very moment.
Tomas, Cornelia, Tallis? They've been pulling the strings this whole time. But what's that mean for me? My power is the exact same as theirs.
It's certainly a puzzle, yes. A quandary even I don't hold the answer to. Perhaps you're related somehow. Though bearing similar abilities doesn't necessarily make you their kin. The good news is, some of them will be in this very battle. Perhaps you can seek out the truth yourself.
Nice. I was getting bored anyway.
I thought this was the Western Church's army.
I've got
You wouldn't know it with all those outside forces. Imperial and otherwise.
We must help these people, and quickly. Yeah, right. We can focus on gaining territory after the war. Our priority is granting the local citizens an estate. To do so, we must start by capturing the nearby strongholds.
I've got it.
There are still people trapped inside the fortress. We need to get to them fast.
Kingdom's here already? Loot whatever you can.
Get a load of this guy here for the wrong job. Who made him an Imperial General anyway?
I've got it.
One stronghold secured. We must now capture another.
I've got it.
It's tantamount to death for these people should these strongholds fall. We must keep them secure.
I'm out of here for killing innocent people. Goes against the Merc Code.
It's too late to have morals now. We're paying you to kill. So you buckle down.
We've got a friend.
And do it!
Here it comes!
But this isn't even Kingdom territory. What would embolden them to do such things?
I got this! You can have your dirty money back. Find someone else for this job.
Shut up and do as you're...
I've got it.
told murder. Boy, I can always cut you to pieces if you can't follow orders.
We made it! Come on, we have to help the others.
I've got it.
I think that's all of them. No matter what happens from here on out, we have to keep them safe.
We saved as many as we possibly could. Now, we need to see them safely evacuated to the strongholds outside the fortress.
I've got this.
I see you trying to sneak. Not on my watch. You fools will get what you deserve.
We have a squad of healers in reserve. They should be able to provide aid to injured citizens.
I'll do my best. I'll back them up.
Begin the operation. I have your back.
Time to go to work. Sounds good. I'll provide support.
Hear you loud and clear. Leave the backup to me.
I'll do what I can. I'm here to help. They just keep coming.
Hard to fight and keep your prizes safe at the same time, isn't it?
You gotta be kidding me! Let me out!
You're done!
Ready the ballisti! Let's see them off with a nice parting gift!
I'll handle this.
Those ballisti are trouble. We should split up and take them down.
I'll do my best. I'm a little nervous about this.
Not a problem. I've got it.
This strength will...
You saved me! Thanks a bunch! Let's take it for ourselves! No, not yet!
This stronghold will fall!
You're mine! Prepare! You'll never win! Thank you, my friend.
Here I go! I have you! I'll do what I must!
Take a breather.
You're letting them get away. I can feast another fear in their eyes.
Allow
One
me.
left. Let's hurry.
Our orders are... We did it! We've created a safe path forward. Prepare!
The people should be safe in the stronghold for now, but we must keep defending them to the very end.
order.
They've all escaped! Guess it's time to finish this myself!
Ah, perfect. The big bad's on the field now. Don't take your eyes off the strongholds. This is our chance to take him down.
Our orders are.
That traitor Merc still needs to be dealt with. Get him!
You got me good.
We should probably close the gates to the strongholds that are sheltering the evacuees. I'll do what I can. It's worth a shot.
I will give it my all. I shall do my part.
Begin the operation. Our orders are clear.
Not a problem. I've got this.
Here I go!
Attack! Give them no quarter!
I'll show you what I can do!
Out of the way! Bring it down! All right.
This stronghold will fall!
This should help. I got you now! You have to be...
Oh, my turn! Okay, we're almost there. Keep it up, everyone! I shall do...
You let all the maggots get away, but I wasn't done torturing them. You'll just have to take their place.
Take a breather. I've got this.
The gold I racked up here is going to make all my dreams come true.
You're done!
Wait. If it's money you want, I'll split the loot.
I've got this.
Is that what passes for an Imperial General these days?
Ultimately, Metade, you were no better than a stupid beast. You will withdraw.
I've got this.
I am Macy, liberator of humankind from the control of filthy vermin.
So that guy's the brains behind all this? Don't let him get away!
We must keep the people safe. Whatever happens, protect our strongholds.
While I may have turned a blind eye to the Empire's brutality, this wasn't what I signed up for. I'm out.
Here it comes!
Yeah, right!
You're done!
Don't let them get away.
I've got this.
I will give it my all. I shall do my part.
Hear you loud and clear. I'll make short work of this.
We will proceed as planned. We must strive to perform to the best of our ability.
You know, these look an awful lot like Cornelius creeps.
You are all descendants of the most inconsequential of beasts, and your deaths will fuel our grand ambition. Still here. Attack! Give them no quarter!
Here it comes! Out of the way! You're done! I'm unstoppable.
You never cease to amaze me.
I suppose we cannot make any more gains here. No sense in sticking around. Unless...
Myson, was it?
Your efforts saved countless lives today. Hold your head high.
Yeah.
I hope...
I'll have... Wish that...
I won't let...
Hey.
Where are you, Myson?
Why? Why do you wield the power of Epimenides?
Epimenides?
Tell me, where did you obtain it? Unless... his core...
His what? What are you even talking about? The power I got from Arvel?
I'm not sensing his presence anymore. Myson has fled.
Yeah, and left us with nothing but questions. I didn't get a word of what he was saying.
Afraid the same goes for me. That was all quite perplexing indeed.
Either way, it's clear as day we're connected somehow. Arvel, this power of yours, it's more dangerous than you've been letting on.
You think? I have to say, you've handled it with some serious aplomb these past few years. If you ask me, I see no reason to start fearing it now. The strength I've given you has saved countless lives, and you know it. Don't you remember what Dimitri said? Power itself is neutral. The good or evil comes from the one who wields it. So I say you keep using it, both to protect your friends and to finally defeat the Ashen Demon. Got something on your mind? You seemed oh so distracted during your training today.
A bit, yeah. It's kinda hard to just move on after what Myson said to me. Speaking of, he mentioned my power coming from some guy named Epimenides? Part of me wonders if that's not somehow referring to you, Arvel.
I can't say for sure. The whole no memories thing, remember?
Right. I guess neither of us really know the truth about ourselves.
And I don't care to. Not now, anyway. There's an order all this should be done in. Priorities that take hold. If you let yourself get distracted by every shiny new object that comes along, you'll never reach your goal.
Which is what exactly? Wait, don't tell me.
Defeating the Ashen Demon. Everything starts from there. You can think for the rest of time if you want, but you'll never discover the truth with only the information you have now. Not to mention that ending that fiend is the best and only way to protect the new friends you adore so much.
Yeah, you're probably right.
His Majesty requests your presence. Lord Rodrigue has just arrived. They hope to discuss strategy.
Got it. I'll be right over.
Such concludes the report I received from my son. The Western Church's assault does not appear to have meaningfully hampered the kingdom's progress.
Glad to hear it. We'd better make sure we can keep up.
It sounds like everyone's pulling their weight over there too. What a relief.
But Claude, what do you propose we actually do? Crossing the Great Bridge of Murden will only land us square in Burgley's territory, home to the Empire's Minister of Military Affairs himself.
I don't get how we can invade the Empire without losing a ton of people.
Simple. We don't really invade. All we have to do is make it look like we will. I told Dimitri the same thing. Remember, Garrick Mach is the actual prize here. If we get dragged into a mud fight deep in their territory, pulling out won't be an option. The most important thing is convincing them they need to keep a nice, big flock of troops stationed to defend the Eastern Front.
And how do we do that?
How else? We use the many-headed snake.
Ugh, gross. I don't like the sound of this.
Don't worry, that's just the name of the strategy. It's an old trick they used to pull at East of Fodlan. Imagine our army's a many-headed snake, striking at a bunch of different targets all at once. Meaning not just the Great Bridge of Murden, but every other bridge that spans the Aramid too. The second the Empire starts trying to sever any one head in particular, we pull it back and redouble our efforts from the others.
A plan as arrogant and brazen as our leader himself, and yet an effective one to hear tell of it. At any rate, my opinion bears little weight in this chamber. I leave the decision to you.
We need to consider all our options here. If we really do reclaim Garrick Mach, Fodlan will undoubtedly change. And when it does, our army needs the strength to greet whatever horizon awaits.
Azure Gleam. Reprisal. Having repelled the forces of the Western Church, the Kingdom and Alliance armies joined together to launch a large-scale coordinated attack on the Empire. Preparing to assault a key Imperial position, The Kingdom Army uses northeastern Geert territory as a bridgehead to press further south. Meanwhile, a reliable ally returns to their side.
It's good to see you safely back, Rodrigue. I understand matters have begun to settle down in the West.
They have. It took more than a few lengthy inquiries, but I believe we finally excised the foul seed of discord from our soil. And the changes at the top of houses Gideon, Mateus, and Elidor should ensure it never takes root again.
So they're keeping their territories then? I would have expected us to remove them completely after what they did.
Such is easier said than done. Our prior situation with House Kleiman took time as well.
Yes. Replacing the head of a territory always brings dissenters crawling out of the woodwork to oppose it, be they nobles or commoners.
At least now we won't have to worry about our land descending into chaos behind us. We can't just keep repeating the same mistakes. I must say, though, I'm surprised this all went as smoothly as it did.
I did used to be the eminent Duke Fraldarius, remember? I have just a bit of experience with these things.
In any case, we must turn our gaze eastward. How's the Alliance holding up?
According to Gustav's report, Claude is holding out for the perfect opportunity to advance his army. Naturally, they don't favor their chances in a head-on clash with the famed Count Burgleys. So, for the time being, they intend to feign a deadlock and slowly dwindle away the enemy forces.
It seems the decision to reclaim the monastery was a shrewd one then. It's our best path forward.
I know we're slated to advance on Hevring territory, but shouldn't we hold off till the Alliance can come help us too?
No. On the contrary, if we can show our individual might warrants attention, the Empire will have no choice but to dispatch more troops west. Which should, in turn, ease the burden on the Alliance and their army. Claude and I agreed to as much.
The real question is whether we can even trust him. It's impossible to tell if you ask me.
If anything, he might be trying to wear us down. Soften us up so he can beat the stuffing out of us later.
I doubt he would do something like that. At least, not in the midst of pursuing the same goal. But you're right. Claude's tricky to pin down. You can never really tell what he's plotting.
I don't believe we can be too cautious here. We should consider every possible angle.
Agreed. But if the Alliance does try anything, Gustav and the Knights of Serral should be more than enough to thwart their plans. For now, though, we march on. Ready your units.
So, we finally take aim at the Empire in earnest.
Yes. We must finish this swiftly, for the sake of all those caught in the middle.
If you don't mind me asking, Your Majesty, do you have it within you to topple the Emperor? I speak not of military prowess, nor the strength of our army. No. I speak of your emotions.
He's got a point. I mean, she's your stepsister. Anyone would hesitate to cut down their own family.
She is an old friend as well, though I doubt she has any recollection of it now. Rodrigue, do you truly think my hand will waver? I, who cleaved my own uncle's head from his shoulders? Now, seeing as the Empire was involved in the tragedy of Duscur, there is still much I must ask of her. In a way, she and I are no different, starting wars of our own volition, sending countless innocent lives to the feet of the goddess. However noble one's reasoning may be, a deed like that cannot go unpunished. And if she refuses to yield, then as a king, and one seeking revenge at that, I will take her life.
I'm pleased to hear it. Oh, that reminds me. I meant to give you this earlier.
A letter?
One from Lady Patricia. I uncovered it during our inquiry of Viscount Elidor.
From my stepmother.
I hope you'll forgive the intrusion, but I have already examined its contents. The letter contains no new information of note. That said, I expect you'll find the subject matter quite disturbing indeed, Your Majesty.
I see. I will read it later then.
Oh, Dimitri. Have you read that letter from your stepmom yet?
Yes, I have. It was a missive requesting the then Viscount Elidor's cooperation in her conspiracy against my father. She claimed he would have much to gain from the king's elimination, all while shrewdly expressing sympathy with his objections to the reforms. I had it investigated for signs of forgery as a precaution, but such a search returned nothing. The letter is authentic.
Meaning your stepmom was a willing participant in the tragedy of Dusker. She sent so many to die, and would have done the same to her own stepson if all had gone according to plan.
All out of the desire to see her daughter again, or so Cornelius said. The wretch's words deserve little weight, but I believe she spoke true. In every memory I hold of my stepmother, she was always looking past me, as if the one she truly cared for was somewhere else entirely.
I can't imagine how that must have felt for you. But I'm sure it wasn't easy for your stepmom either, separated from her family like that.
Indeed. I don't forgive her for how she treated me, but I suppose the blame doesn't lie solely with her. Still, being faced with such plain evidence of her crimes is a difficult thing to come to terms with. I had once thought her among those I would avenge, yet now she lies squarely in the path of my fury.
Pretty heavy stuff, yeah.
I can tell you're troubled as well.
You can see straight through me, huh? Guess that's what 3 years together will do. It's Myson, that dark mage from before. He was familiar with my power somehow. And yeah, I know you said you trust me, but I'm not so sure I even trust myself anymore. I just can't stand not knowing the truth. Who am I, really?
No matter what answer awaits, I will continue to place my trust in you. That hasn't changed.
But what if I transform and attack you?
I would do whatever I must to restrain you, naturally. Failing that, I'd... Forgive me. It helps no one to utter such words.
It's fine. If nothing else, the threat of death is good motivation for me to get this power under control.
Have you lost your mind? It almost sounds like you'd be okay with him killing you.
I don't want to die, of course. But if it was between that and killing a friend, I know which one I'd pick.
What about this? What about this?
What do you think of this?
What about this? I'll handle it.
Now then. Allow me to assist with any matters regarding the facilities. Let me know if I may be of further service.
Training can be the difference between victory and defeat.
I still have...
The more power...
This is... I had this power...
Training can be the difference between... With proper training, you'll be unstoppable.
Well, gotta go. Any result's a good result.
Flame, it has come to my attention that you have gone out and aided the Knights of Seiros again. I heard that you made your way to the infirmary and spent the entire day treating the sick and wounded. What in the world were you thinking? Do you not know how dangerous that was?
I am sorry, brother. However, the knights very much appreciated my assistance.
Their appreciation is inconsequential. Your own safety should be your only concern. This is exactly what happened during that fated battle. You exhausted your strength, healing those who were injured.
Yes, I remember. No matter how many people I helped, the number of wounded only increased.
You were so young. Your body must have been crying out for you to stop, and yet you refused. And now you are left with a body that demands extended periods of slumber. You have not forgotten, have you?
Of course not.
If you do not exercise extreme caution, you may not wake up were such a thing to happen again.
I am well aware. Every night I lie awake, afraid that my eyes will not open come morning. But if I let fear control me and begrudge my power, there will be no reprieve for those who suffer. The thought of that is too much to bear. Furthermore, if we lose this war...
Flame. Should that come to pass, I will protect you. No matter the cost. I swear upon my wife, your mother.
Father, I have been wondering something. Is it truly so difficult for the people of Fodlan to live in peace? The world would be a much happier place if everyone could live in harmony with each other.
I know. I feel the same. But so do the majority of those risking their lives in this war. That is why I believe a peaceful future awaits us, beyond this dreadful conflict. That is the reason I fight. And so you do not have to.
Father.
If I lost you, I would lose the very meaning of my life. And so we will always be together.
Come now, Father. Please try to understand that I cannot stay with you forever. I will grow up eventually, though I do promise to refrain from any unnecessary recklessness. And until that day comes, I will always be with you. Besides which, I am certain Mother would be cross with me if I left you all alone.
I understand. Thank you, Flame.
From the slimy depths of the swamp they rise, great beasties of every shape and size. They dance in a ring and... No, that's not right. Their slime they fling and... Huh? Who's there?
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Are you getting in a little choir practice there?
Oh, it's you, Sylvain. Were you listening that whole time?
Pretty much. I must say, that song's super creative. You're the only person I know who could think up something like that.
I feel like you were about to use another word there.
Nope. Great song. Top notch. A+. Are you going to perform it soon?
I was actually gonna sing it for everyone later tonight. I came up with the lyrics and tune myself, and now that I'm finished, I can perform it loud and proud.
And it's a song about swamp beasties. Did I hear that part right?
And what's wrong with swamp beasties?
Nothing in particular. It's just that if you're gonna sing it in front of everyone, maybe it should be, I don't know, relatable? I mean, swamp beasties are so beastie. Ugh. Wouldn't it be better with a puppy or a baby sheep or something cute like that?
I see what you're saying. Cute animals, cute animals. Oh, what about bears? Huge ones.
Yeah, I guess huge bears are better than beasties. I mean, they are pretty cute when they're not trying to tear your face off. Okay, that's good. Except I'm pretty sure bears don't live in swamps. So if you switch it up, it should probably be about giant bears dancing in the woods.
That is the most adorable thing I've ever heard. Are you secretly a professional songwriter, Sylvain?
Absolutely not. In fact, I feel like I should apologize for butting in with ideas when you've clearly been working so hard on this.
Oh, don't apologize. If it helps make it a song everyone will enjoy, I'm all for it. I'm glad we're close enough for you to give your honest opinion.
Well, I've never been one to ignore hardworking girls like you, and I'd love to hear it when it's finished. Wait, what's with the look? Did you come up with the new lyrics already?
Yep. Your suggestions gave me all the inspiration I needed.
Impressive. Why don't you sing it for me?
Of course! I'm sure you'll love it. From the forest they appear, a sleuth of bears with cute round ears. They dance in a ring and enjoy the beats, but tonight they'll feast on meaty treats.
That actually might be more creepy somehow. But hey, maybe writing weird songs is a talent all of its own. At the very least, they're great at distracting me from real-life worries. Thanks, Annette.
Hunger is the true enemy.
Solid.
I feel bad saying this, because you're treating me and all. This isn't gonna fill me up.
Perfect timing. I was just starting to get hungry. Come on, split some with me.
Come back whenever you're hungry. Hunger is the true enemy.
Solid.
Then you know my food preferences? But how? No, it matters not. You have my thanks.
I'm surprised you know what I like. Thank you. This is wonderful.
Come back whenever you're hungry. Hunger is the true enemy.
Hey, this is great. I bet anyone would love this stuff.
I am so overwhelmed with gratitude that perhaps you could eat it in my stead?
You should make an effort to learn other people's preferences. Otherwise, any attempt at hospitality will fall horribly flat.
Come back whenever you're hungry. Hunger is the true enemy.
Solid.
You made this.
Huh. You...
Come back whenever you're hungry.
What a pain.
Everything all right, Catherine? Thought I saw Count Karen a second ago.
Yes, I just had to talk to my father about something. He wanted to request some of the church's soldiers as reinforcements, but I don't have the authority to make that decision. For the life of me, I can't understand why he'd come to me for something that only Lady Rhea or Dimitri could help him with.
Whoa, wait. Count Karen is your dad?
Yes. Huh. I could have sworn you knew. Well, I guess you do now. I am, in fact, the daughter of Count Karen of Fargus.
I had no idea. Oh, now that you mention it, you do bear their crest.
Things are complicated with my family, to say the least. But basically, I'm keeping my distance from House Karen for the time being. Right now, I am Catherine, Knight of Saros. No connection to any house or the kingdom.
I see. So you intend to keep serving the church going forward? But what do you think you would do if the church and kingdom broke their alliance?
A foolish question. Obviously, I would side with Lady Rhea. It's not a matter of kingdom or church. My allegiance and my sword lies with Lady Rhea and her alone. Though, of course, I would prefer not to fight my friends and family from back home. So it would be ideal for me if the Kingdom and Church could play nice forever.
The Archbishop's personal sword, huh? You've got one heavy blade.
What about you? What are you fighting for here? Or is it one of those, I just tripped and fell into it kind of stories?
I'm doing this for my friends and comrades. I want to make things better for everyone in the kingdom.
Huh. That wasn't what I was expecting. You're pretty loyal for someone who came up as a mercenary.
Aside from that, you might be right. Maybe my coming to Fargus was pure chance. A civil war broke out in the capital right after I joined the Officers' Academy. By the time things died down, Rhea decided to close the school. That's when Dimitri put me in my current role.
Sounds like you've had a rough go of things too. But you're commanding Kingdom troops now, right? That's a pretty good step up. I say that as long as you're living life in a way that would make your past self proud, that's enough.
Make my past self proud, huh?
Easier said than done, I know. But it can't hurt to try, right? Just keep challenging yourself. You'll get there eventually.
Whew. There may not be snow here, but the wind still settles right in your bones.
Make sure to stay warm, all right? It's often coldest in places without snow. Apologies for dragging you so far north, and then saddling you with reconnaissance duties. Still, how are things looking?
Thought for sure we'd see signs of the enemy by now, but I've got nothing. You really think those Srang folks are coming over these mountains? Seems like a pretty risky plan.
Oh, they will come. It's in their nature.
And if I know their leader, this will be a much larger raid than normal.
They tried to raid us during the confusion at the capital too, right? So are Fargus and Srang mortal enemies or something?
I don't know if I'd go that far, but we've definitely got something of a history. Even back when I was a kid, there was open fighting between the two. When Fargus won, the Srang leader offered up his youngest son as a prisoner of war. The same son who's now leading this current raid.
After he was surrendered to Margrave Gautier as a prisoner of war, he was held here for some time. The Margrave lost his wife to the Srang offensive, and I know he harbored many ill feelings towards their people. But he also hoped to improve relations between the two peoples, and thusly treated his prisoner well, teaching him our language and customs. Sadly, the prisoner did not appreciate the effort. He fled Margrave Gautier at his first opportunity and scurried back home.
But if Srang offered him as a hostage, why would they welcome him back?
It's all a bit muddled and unclear. Father dispatched men to find out the truth of the matter, but everyone feigned ignorance. Still, he now leads the Srang forces, which means they must have at least some respect for the man. Doubtless they were pleased when he walked in the door with inside knowledge of Fodlan practically oozing from his pores.
You've got one interesting neighbor, I'll give you that. Things are tougher in the north than I thought.
I'm glad you've come to understand our situation, at least in some small part.
Our preparations are complete, Father. Perhaps it's time we gather the generals?
Yes. Once everyone is here, we'll depart for the Ruska Mountains and take shelter at the stronghold in the foothills.
That stronghold again? We're practically retracing the entire northern campaign at this point.
Yes, that is where hostilities began, isn't it? Your Majesty, House Gautier should have been able to handle this situation ourselves. Pray forgive me for dragging you into it.
Not at all. Gautier and Fraldarius have long been allies in the fight against the forces of Srang. It is only right that the leader of House Blathid should come to your aid in a time of such crisis. I'll be counting on you and Sylvain as well.
Don't worry. We'll send these folks packing.
Great. In that case, maybe I'll kick back and let you do all the... Kidding. Kidding. Of course, I'll give this everything I have. Well, except my life. I'll be keeping that.
I'll do my best as well, Margrave. Though, having ceded the Fraldarius title to my son, I fear I am not but a common military man now.
False modesty ill suits you, Rodrigue. Now let's all go out there and make our king proud. Brave soldiers of Vargas.
I've got it.
I task you now with this. Defeat the forces of Srang and prove your might anew.
Here it comes! Out of the way! You're done!
I will hold down the stronghold. You focus on dispatching the enemy.
I've got it.
Stand on the same battlefield when the
And repeating the same fight is...
I've got it.
Well, not sure how I feel about that one.
I've got this. I've got it.
as though I'm fighting alongside the young Margrave and late King once again. It's quite the sensation.
I'm honored you think I stack up to my father. I can't help but feel like I pale in comparison. Enough of
That. You are more than worthy of the comparison. To one day take his place as the Margrave.
Hey, Dimitri's already blazed that path, so he's gotta know what he's talking about. I've got it. Here it comes! Take that! You're done!
There will be no end if we stay on the defensive. Perhaps we should take the fight to our enemy instead.
You're done!
I've got this.
These wild tactics remind me of my father's chess strategies. Wait, I think they might be trying to reach our base.
Allow me! By my honor! I will fulfill my duty! I'm ready to go. I'll show you no mercy! Hey, you tried!
My father's first wife. I'll make sure the one who died in the Shrine Raids. What was she like?
She was a classmate of ours at the Academy.
Got you!
And the star pupil of the Black Eagles.
I understand he earned his Wall of Ice moniker after she was lost.
Indeed. Before that, he was a lively young man, cheerful and friendly to the last.
Tough luck! Got you! I've awaited this moment.
Hear you loud and clear. I'll make short work of this.
I'll show you no mercy! I can still bear witness to my might!
Everything is going swimmingly. I doubt even left.
We must strive to perform to the best of our ability.
Hear you loud and clear. I'll make short work of this.
Lambert could find fault with us.
I pray my son isn't causing you or His Majesty too much trouble.
Let's take the stronghold.
We must strike.
The sting of failure.
This payback has been years in the making, Gautier!
That guy. The one who's as loud as a cannon. That must be who we're looking for. Bear witness to my might! I'll hesitate. No regrets!
Seize this
Bear
moment!
witness to my might!
Stand down!
We must... We must...
Wish this wasn't...
I've got it.
beautiful flower.
I've got
Our? No, you're like the goddess herself descended to help us.
You're done!
No regrets.
I've got
A resounding success.
Don't hate us for this. Our way of life hangs in the balance.
I've got
Sylvain! It's been a long time, old friend. I hear your brother kicked off.
Yes, he did. But what do you care? You're the one who left us behind, remember?
Not bad. Not bad at all. Do you really think you do best? Perhaps I thought too highly of my troops. But I can retreat with my pride intact.
Yeah, and don't come back. Or if you do, at least leave your weapons and soldiers behind.
I'll think about it.
My conviction...
Yeah. Hey.
They descended upon us like a storm.
I've never seen the people of Srang fight with such ferocity, and their leader was a pure terror. Still, I thought that man more discerning than to simply attempt to batter his way into Fargus.
Sounds like someone lit a fire under them. Probably convinced them this was their chance to take out the kingdom, what with our being occupied with the Empire and all.
But who would this Flamestoker be? Someone from Adrestia, perhaps.
We can't discount Cornelia and her ilk. They're like a bad rash that won't go away.
It will take time to pin down the truth. But even if this is the result of some outside influence on the Srang clans, the fault still lies with me. I never should have educated that man.
Don't blame yourself, Father.
The people of Srang do not speak the language of Fodlan. Had he never learned it?
Yet Sylvain was only able to get through to him as a result of your teachings. And though his words lacked compassion, it was still quite remarkable to hear him speak at all. I was raised to think of the Srang people as demons who emerged unbidden from the snowy tundra. Considering that, exchanging even a few meager sentences with them feels like a miracle.
I agree with His Majesty. We will never achieve peace without understanding each other. And you know we can't end this through sheer force of arms alone, Father.
We already understand our enemy perfectly well. They fight for a port that is not choked with ice, and for land that is warm and fertile. Yet Fargus is hardly a region of abundance, and there is nothing we can spare them. So how exactly do you hope to achieve peace amidst such scarcity?
I don't know, yet. But I'll keep searching for a way, even if it takes my entire life.
You remain as naive as ever, boy.
Matthias, wait! Apologies, Your Majesty. I will go speak with him. You should make ready to head back.
What the Margrave says is reasonable, yet I sense an earnestness in your words as well, Sylvain.
Oh, I'm earnest, all right. I'll drag our people kicking and screaming to peace if that's what I have to do.
Peace with Srang doesn't sound like some hopeless ideal to me. I'm sure you'll find a way to pull it off.
Thanks. That means a lot.
Regardless, we must eliminate this threat if we ever hope to free ourselves from the power of the relics. Still, there's no reason we must do so through military might and bloodshed, if another way will suffice. I appreciate the way you think, Sylvain. I truly do.
And I'm always impressed with how much you hate warfare, considering how good you are at it.
Is your father going to be okay? He didn't exactly take well to your opinion back there.
Trust me, I've been a son for long enough to know that the feelings he keeps private can fill a library. If he really thought I was some kind of naive idiot, he'd have kept it to himself. There's something else weighing on his mind here. I'm certain of it.
There you are, Matthias.
Do you remember the night of the ball, Rodrigue? Back in our days at the Academy? You, me, and Lambert grew weary of the festivities and stole away to train by ourselves.
How could I forget? The stars in that sky were a true sight to behold. We talked about all sorts of things that night. It was the first time we ever discussed our dreams for the future, and the last as well.
Lambert told us how he hoped to forge a peace between Fargus and the people of Srang in Duscur.
Ha! He certainly did. And once he was named king, the man did his best to see it through. Srang may have been a lost cause, but he worked tirelessly to bring Duscur into the fold.
I called him naive that night. His dreams sounded like the thing of childhood storybooks and cradle tales. But these days, I wonder if I wasn't the naive one. He always took the long view of things, saw the whole continent unfolding before him. But me? I've lost too many over the years, and their blood clouds my vision. I could never see things now as he once did. Could there really be a pathway to peace?
Ah. You haven't changed one bit, Matthias. If you regret what you said to Sylvain, I suggest you find him and apologize before this goes any further.
Yes. Yes, you're right.